Hey everyone, Amtrak Guy 365 here, and today on this remade edition of Engines of Amtrak, I'll be rediscussing the GE P32-8BWH. This is a remake of the original episode you can still watch as of the making of this one. Amtrak's large fleet of trusty F40 PHs were getting up in age from use on long-distance and inner-city trains, and a long-term replacement would be needed. They'd been serving the railroad since 1976, and now it was the year 1990. Amtrak went with General Electric for their new locomotive, codenamed AMD 103. It was to be a next-gen locomotive, being more streamlined, computerized, and faster too. Now that's all well and good, except there was a delay.
Oh no, this is horrible!
Details on this delay are slim to none, but apparently due to the complexity of the design, it was a long enough delay to cause a brief panic for Amtrak. Until the next-gen locomotive could be delivered, a stopgap engine would be required to supplement the F40s. So, in late 1991, GE reworked the 1984 B32-8 freight diesel for the railroad. This locomotive was owned by the Burlington Northern and Norfolk Southern. The modification resulted in the P32-8BWH, or B32-8WH, or P32-8, or just -8 when mentioned contextually with Amtrak. The P stands for passenger gearing, 32 for 3200 horsepower, -8 for the model series, B for the B-B wheel arrangement, W for wide cab, and H for being equipped with head-end power. They're rated for a top speed of 103 miles per hour, being powered by a GE 7FDL 12-cylinder engine producing 3200 horsepower. They weigh in at 274,890 pounds. The -8 comes in at a length of 66 feet 4 inches, a width of 9 feet 11 inches, and a height of 15 feet 4 inches. They come equipped with Nathan K5LA air horns. -8s were pushed into service throughout December 1991 into 1992, numbered 500 to 519. They received a unique variation of Phase 3 paint using darker shades of Amtrak's standard red and blue, along with gray and silver. A stripe design was employed to convey a sense of speed. It was also reminiscent of Amtrak's then current Arrow logo. This design earned them the nickname Pepsi Can and Hockey Stick. They'd initially see service primarily on Western long-distance trains. While slow to build up power and speed, the locomotives proved fairly successful, often leading or assisting F40s with their trains. With this success, Amtrak was safe for now. Come mid-1993, Amtrak's next-gen AMD 103, better known as the P40DC or Genesis locomotive, finally arrived and was put to service. -8's number 501 and 502 had been sold to the California Department of Transportation. In 1994, they were renumbered to 2051 and 2052 and given the Amtrak California brand of paint for use on the Capitol Corridor and San Joaquin trains. Meanwhile, throughout the mid to late 1990s into 2001, the P40s would replace the F40s as primary locomotive power. As a result, the -8s would be displaced to basically whatever job needed doing, whether it be leading a train, backup power for a failed engine, switching, or other odd jobs. Because they were hood units, wherein the body doesn't take up the width of the frame, they were quite versatile for leading trains or switching. To this day, that's essentially remained the case. Between 1999 and 2000, they would receive Phase 4 paint. Throughout the late 2000s into summer 2016, all 18 of them were painted into Phase 5 and remain in service, along with the California units. In retrospect, Amtrak's -8s were a stopgap measure due to the P40DC's production being delayed, and then they went on to do pretty much whatever needed doing on the railroad. They're quite the versatile utilitarian locomotive, so they'll probably be around a while longer. Chances are you'll still run into them as they roam Amtrak's network. The Pepsi Cans have definitely left their mark, and as of now, continue to make their mark on the history book of Amtrak, the National Railroad Passenger Corporation. Thanks for watching this remade edition of Engines of Amtrak. Thanks to those who sent in pictures and videos to be used in this episode as well. Stay tuned for next time where I'll rediscuss the GE Genesis series. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in another video.